I am the only one that I know of on Fox, on Blaze, on radio, who talks about these things, who served as chief of staff to a former Attorney General of the United States of America. One of the greatest of all time, one of the strongest when it came to law enforcement. There is no way in hell he would have approved a criminal warrant against the next president when they're debating the issue of whether or not he can keep the documents or not and negotiating. There's no way. There's no way he would approve the use of FBI SWAT teams to go to the former president's home to seize the document. It never would have happened. If Attorney General Meese thought somebody was intransigent or that there was something we could do, first thing he would do is pick up the phone. And he'd call the individual and he'd say, hey, look, we got to have this material. We don't want to create a whole, issue here. This is the situation. And if that didn't work, maybe, not likely, but maybe he'd pursue it on the civil side. On the civil side. There is no way in hell he would have gone for a search warrant, sent a SWAT team, seize the documents, create an obstruction scenario, and then indict a former president who's already announced that he's running for the presidency again. It never would have happened. Never. Not under Ed Meese. Might have happened under Bill Barr, but it never would have happened under Ed Meese. Ever. The special counsel report concludes that Biden repeatedly violated the Espionage Act. He committed felony after felony over a period of decades in different offices and out of office. That he lied about on key occasions, including when he was talking to his ghostwriter. None of this should be a surprise to you. I discussed it thoroughly and extensively with you right here behind this microphone, as well as on Blaze and on Fox. That's the truth. Which is why people are talking about a double standard. Here you have Joe Biden, according to this report, who left the material in 7 different places over the course of his career. 2 different places where he lived, different places with his office, kept moving it around. Donald Trump took documents with him, or people packed the documents for him, and he took them with him on a helicopter to Mar-a-Lago. That's it. That's it. Hillary Clinton's not prosecuted. She was in charge, even though the case is overwhelming. Multiple felonies, if you want to apply them under the Espionage Act. She wasn't even vice president. She was Secretary of State, for God's sake. She's not protected. She doesn't run the executive branch. She's an appointee. She has no independent declassification powers at all. Neither did Biden at the time we're talking about. None. He literally stole documents out of the Senate SCIF. There's no defense for that. And he kept it for decades. No defense whatsoever. None. There's no defense when the man says to his ghostwriter, they don't know that I have these. What were these? Notebooks of his card notes of classified information. Even his staff tried to get that from him before he left. But he kept them in secret, and then he used them with the ghostwriter to make money on a book. That's what happened. Trump had his documents as a former president of Mar-a-Lago. Biden had him in open boxes. He had him in his garage. He had it where people could access it. Mar-a-Lago is like a fort. You only get in if they let you in. It's guarded by the Secret Service. Now, this was a fascinating hearing. So we're going to take a break, and I want you to hear some of this because most of you in this audience who actually don't have time to watch TV all day long, to watch these hearings all day long, I will help you. This is information I want to confer on you because, according to the Democrat Party, they know Joe Biden is a crook. They know that he took money from communist China. They know that he didn't pay all his taxes. He set up 2 S corporations while he's yelling about people paying their fair share. We know all about Joe Biden, a reprobate, a career hack politician who's never spent a single day in the private sector, not one, that wants to run it with an iron fist. Who is this man? This self-serving, self-promoting, self-aggrandizing narcissist? Well, I just defined him. And so now you see Mr. Herr has to be destroyed. Not Mr. Smith, who changes the law, who demands that the courts comply with his demands. He cuts short due process rights, attorney-client privilege, the right to appeal. He and his favorite judges in Washington, D.C., they're destroying the system while claiming to protect it against the man that they're targeting. Herr didn't do any of that. Herr was praised. He was quiet. Oh, he's a good Republican. Because they didn't fear Herr. Because he's not a Jack Smith. He's not a Weissman. And so he puts out this report. And they are desperate to smother it and him. And yet, like with Comey, the report goes on and on. You go, okay, wow, this is